Hello everyone, this is a short video that's a pile of possibilities, but there is a wild card thrown in, pardon the pun, because given the fact that America has a 250-year celebration to happen on July the 4th, I thought it pretty a good time, the ideal time to really get to grips with the country called America. Funnily enough, I did start reading History of America by Ian Johnson. Is it Ian Johnson? But yeah, and I thought he was like the bee's knees sort of thing to begin with. I thought he writes so well, but it turns out that he's not so good after all on kind of basic facts and general kind of selection, shall we say. So, once a journalist, always a journalist, perhaps? I mean, he was sort of a golden boy on Fleet Street. He ended up being the editor of the New Statesman, I think, when he was only 36 or something back in the day. But what I've gone for is this, which has surprised me. That is A Brief History of America by Jeremy Black. And I started reading it kind of like last night and read some more this morning. And it is really good. I think it's really, really good. So I am going to be reading this this weekend, this Easter holidays, without a doubt. I'm completely into it. So, So that's kind of not a pile of possibilities. It's just literally what I am reading out of Historathon Q2, but in 2026 for 250. But to Q2, I have a little pile, about 5 books, and that is the first one, Wallace Hadrill, a guy who's been on the telly in England, if you didn't know. And this, he was, interestingly enough, a former professor of modern history, but also emeritus fellow of All Souls and honorary fellow of Merton and Corpus Christi, Oxford. So, and I thought he was almost as if this has to be a mistake. I mean, I thought he was an ancient guy. When he's on the telly, he's always talking about ancient stuff. But anyway, here is a different perspective or a different person having a crack at the period in question to really kind of, it's quite a trim little number sort of thing. So, 150 pages should see me through to give me an idea of things. I mean, I do have the Wickham, which is the monster at over 800 pages. But I think I've got that kind of earmarked for sort of next year, maybe the year after even. I'm going to have a look at the Wallace Hadrill first and get an idea of it. And then I've got something to compare. But in the meantime, for Q2 also, my pile of possibilities centers around two historians. And the first one is Marjorie Chibnall. And this is The World of Orderic. So Orderic Vitalis is a guy who was born in 1075 and is, I suppose most of us have probably come across him, and if we haven't, in our reading of anything of the Middle Ages, we sure ourselves soon will, as one of the sort of primary sources. So this is just literally the world of it. So what it says is, this book is concerned with monastic life and culture, and its interaction with the life of courts, and thus with the Norman families who established branches in England, Normandy and southern Italy and Constantinople, Spain and the Holy Land, and apparently moved quite easily between them. But it also describes the life of Orderic himself and gives a translation of his own moving account of his life. What else do I want to say about this? Yeah. The Times Higher Education Supplement says that it is a masterpiece of calm and reliable judgment. So, Marjorie Chibnall was a fellow of Clare Hall, Cambridge University, and as far as I know, or at least from one source, said she was the foremost scholar of her generation about basically the Normans. So, yeah, she did a book called The Normans, if I remember it correctly, which I got out of the library at the time. But there's a second book by her. This is her Anglo-Norman England, 1066 to 1166. Charming grey colour there, and a picture of a church on the front cover. So Blackwell have gone to town with that one, evidently. Yep. Interestingly enough, yeah. What was the front cover of that? Is a historiated initial R in a copy of the De Fide and Gratianum of St. Ambrose. And it's from a volume originally in the library of St. Evroul. Evroul? Is it Evroul? Yeah. Residing Alençon at the moment. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So this is part of a series called A History of Medieval Britain, and is, as with most of Marjorie Chibnall stuff, a little bit old. First published 1986, and the Vitalis 84. So yeah, she's a previous foregoing generation, but she's kind of like the best academic for her generation. So yeah, and I read and liked her The Normans. So if I can get to those two, then I'll be pleased. The second historian is another one we might ordinarily all know. It's John Gillingham. So John Gillingham is another pretty leading academic historian, and he is the guy who wrote, on my shelf just over there, the biography of Richard I for the Yale Monarch series, which I think I'm pretty sure I reviewed. I can't remember. It would have been ages ago. Maybe it's time for a reread of that as well. But it's very, very good. So yeah, when I came across this, which is, if you can't see it, The English in the 12th Century, Imperialism, National Identity, and Political Values. So what on earth anyone has to say about that, I'm looking forward to finding out. It's from the Boydell Press and was published in the year 2000. Yeah. So there's that. And the last one is John Gillingham's The Wars of the Roses. Yeah. The reverse is a bunch of English people having a booze up, which is not surprising, I suppose. They are described as inordinate boozers, apparently. Yeah. This guy here certainly looks like he's having a good time anyway. And presumably the guys above are there we are. Anyway, those are my possibilities, plus the American book, which I'm well into now, very much so. So that's what I'm going to read literally right now. Happy reading, and bye for now.